Hello, welcome everybody to our What I'm Teaching This Week segment. We're talking today about 3rd grade and everything I'm teaching 3rd grade in December. So in 3rd grade, we are talking about 16th notes and we are talking about the Nutcracker because we are doing some holiday things and we're also doing Dreidel. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So if you're new around here, I always have my kids for a week at a time and then I have like a different set next week. So like I have this 3rd grade this week and then I actually won't see them again until January. And so I'm gonna talk about my days being like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You can translate that to like week 1 of December, week 2 of December to figure out your lessons instead. So we just have this week and then next week we'll talk about 4th and 5th grade lessons and then we'll actually be done for this calendar year. Let's hop right on in. So for 3rd grade on Monday, they come in and the first thing we're doing is a movement activity with tree pack or Russian dance from the Nutcracker. It is from Arnie Almina's Ribbons and Parachutes and Scarves, or Scarves and Ribbons and Parachutes. I can't ever remember the arrangement, but it's those 3 things. Oh my, and it is my favorite teaching book. It has a ton of movement lessons. Super great. I use a lot of their stuff. And this one in particular is really fun. You're like pretending to be a painter and it goes along with the music really well. So you like for the you're throwing the paint on the canvas and then you like paint all the way down and it's just a lot of fun. So I don't want to give away the whole lesson since it's not mine to give, but definitely go check that book out. I will leave it in the link in the YouTube channel. So click the link to grab that. And that's just a nice like way to get them up and moving. And then we are talking about the Nutcracker. So first off, I've just been asking them, does anybody know what a ballet is? Just to see what they come up with. And I've gotten a few that are like, I have no idea. And then some that are like, oh, it's like a dance. So that's been good. I have been showing them this little slide because I'm still doing my Google slides, still loving them. And I tell them a Nutcracker is a, tell them a ballet is when you tell a story through just dance, and that's like the easiest way for me to explain it. I'm like, so there's no talking, there's no singing, there's no writing, it's all dance. So you have to figure out what's happening by what's happening on stage, what the dance is, and then also like the music and what it sounds like. So then I ask them, what did you think the one we listened to sounds like? And so a lot of them say like, oh, it's really happy or it's really exciting. Which it is. So we talk about the Nutcracker and how it's a Christmas ballet. I finally, 4th year of teaching music, and I finally bought myself a Nutcracker, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'll link this one down below. It's from Target. And it was just very helpful to be able to say, this is a Nutcracker. You can crack like peanut shells and pistachios and stuff in it, and like showing them because they don't know. So we don't use Nutcrackers, but just really helped in explaining that and just showing them a little bit about what the Nutcracker is. And then I showed them this video. It's on YouTube and I will link it again on our YouTube video, and it is the story of the Nutcracker in 5 minutes. And so it goes really quickly. It has like a voiceover that explains things, plays clips of the music, has really great dancers and just all that kind of stuff. So love that one for that. And then I show them a video of Russian dance or tree pack, which is the one that we were doing the movement activity for. And I like starting with this one because if the kids know anything about ballet, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, ballet is for girls. So the first time I showed this video, they were like, those were all boys on stage. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, I thought ballet was for girls. I was like, no. Ballet is for everybody. And so I really like just kind of breaking that assumption on the very first try. And then after that, we are working on the rhythm to Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. I don't have a great way for doing this yet. I'm still kind of like playing with how I did it. So I did it one way last time. I did a different way this week and I'm still not like 100% happy with it. So I'm gonna like play with it a little bit more and tweak how I'm doing this. But basically I have a video play along from Pequeño Mozart, which I will link again. And then I also wrote out the rhythm because I wanted to show the kids like what it looks like when you have barred 8th notes versus non-barred 8th notes and how much of a pain that is. Mostly because I realized, I didn't flip it, non-barred 8th notes. Mostly because I realized that they didn't put together like, oh, this is 2 8th notes. They can be separate until they get a little bit older and I like actually talk about you know, oh, this is an eighth note, it gets half of a beat. So I wanted to show them that up front, but I'm not 100% sure how I wanted to do it. So what I did today is I reminded them about our 16th notes. We played a couple 16th note patterns, and I showed them like this is what 1 16th note looks like. And then I showed them eighth notes. Here's what 2 eighth notes look like. Here's what 1 eighth note looks like. And then we talked about why they think we might use the bar across the top. And then we looked and tried to play from this slide with all of the individual eighth notes. Played it like twice, and I highlighted them in Zoom with different colors so I could say like, all right, we're on the pink row, we're on the green row. And then we went, so we played it like twice with the recording, and then we played it with the bar, and I asked if it was easier or harder. So that's how we did it this time. Not sure if I will keep it that way or if we'll switch it up a little bit next time, but that's what we were doing. And then if we have time, we'll practice some 16th note patterns, but we did not have time this week. So that is Monday. On Tuesday, the kids come in, and for our movement activity, we're doing a movement with Winter Wonderland. This is a really great song, especially if you are looking for something easy. And if you're looking for something that's not super holiday specific, because at least the version I was using doesn't talk about any specific holiday. I don't want to say that like across the board, because I haven't listened to all of them, but I'm using the Michael Bublé version of it, and it doesn't have any, it doesn't mention Christmas, it doesn't mention Hanukkah, it doesn't mention anything specific, it just talks about winter. So our little actions are really simple. We just do sleigh bells ringing, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we stroll along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, I am married, we'll say no man, but you can do the job while you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. So those are all the actions we do, and for this day we just do the first two. So we do Sleigh Bells Ring, and then Gone Away is the Bluebird. And normally I focus more on the lyrics, but since we're on Zoom, we're just kind of like, here it is, and it's just kind of a fun, super easy warm-up activity. After that, we go over the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies rhythm. So what we did is we looked at the one we looked at yesterday, this week, and then after that we popped on a video from Pequeño Mozart and played it along with that. And then after we did that, we played some 16th note rhythms. So I just have a couple slides that have different 16th note rhythms, some that are the way that I always forget to show them because I realized I forget to like flip them upside down every once in a while, and so then they're like, what is that? And then we watched the video of Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. So this is just, again, a video from YouTube, easy, easy peasy. And then we meet Misty Copeland. So Misty Copeland is a professional ballerina. She was the first African-American principal dancer with the American Ballet Theater, and she's really awesome. So I like talking about her just so that we can talk about how, again, she is the first African-American principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater, and then also we get to talk about like, oh, there are really, really good ballet dancers who get paid, and it's like a whole thing. And Misty Copeland has 2 books, I think now, that are picture books, and they have a video of her on PBS reading one of them. So then we listen to her read the book. It's called Bunheads, and it's actually talking about Coppelia. So Misty, if you're watching, I need you to write a book about the Nutcracker, and then we'll be like gangbusters. But it's still really helpful, and so it just kind of shows that you can do lots of different things, and then you learn about another ballet, which is fun. And that one's also like about toys, so it's got kind of similar themes going through. On Wednesday, we have e-learning Wednesday, so I don't have any kiddos, and they're just like working on their assignments and doing like small groups and that kind of stuff. So on Thursday, they come in and we learn the other half of Winter Wonderland. So we start with, in the meadow, we can build a snowman and do that, and it's just kind of like a fun little jam. And that kind of brings us to a discussion about holidays. So I ask them, what holidays do you celebrate in the winter or in December? And have them all type in the chat and tell me whether they celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or any of those kind of things. And then I ask them what's their favorite part about them to just make it a little bit more fun. And that leads me to Hanukkah. So most of my kids do not celebrate Hanukkah. Actually, I have not found a single child in my school so far in all of the years I've been teaching there that celebrates Hanukkah, which makes it a little bit extra fun because then I get to teach them something new. And so we talk about Hanukkah and how that is a holiday in December and all of those kind of things. And we are learning the dreidel song. So the dreidel song goes, I had a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play. So really, oops, sorry Instagram. So really easy to sing, and what we've been doing is I just have them echo the words back to me, and depending on the class, sometimes I even let them unmute to echo them back to me because some of them just need, I don't know, third grade just seems to be like asleep for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they just are, I don't know if it's like the time of day, but they just seem like they're asleep all the time. And so I'm like, talk to me. So then we do really fancy actions. So I had a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. And that's really the only thing. So then we do dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play. So we go through that, and then we talk a little bit more about Hanukkah and what it celebrates. So I have like some little slides where we show like the menorah and latkes and just little things like that. And we talk about dreidel and how that's a game that we play and kind of how that works. So we talk like, oh, that's Hanukkah. And then we'll talk about like, okay, so that's one holiday in December. We also celebrate Christmas in December. And then I show them a Google Slides presentation that I actually just posted yesterday on my Instagram. So if you want to see it, you can go to yesterday's post and see it. And so we do a Google Slides presentation where it has different Christmas things. So it's like stocking and Santa and sleigh and bells and just all the different things. And then we have different rhythms. So we have a half note, we have eighth notes, we have 2/8 and a quarter note, and then 16th notes. And we're talking about the syllables of each of the different words. So we'll have like stocking, and so we'll figure out what are the syllables and what rhythm matches that. So stocking would match titi, and so I just have them hold up on their fingers 1, 2, 3, or 4 what it matches. So like stocking would be 2, matches eighth note, so they hold up 2, or type it in the chat. And I quickly jot down like, this person's getting it right, this person's getting it right, this person's not quite there. And that's a good informal assessment. And then I have them do pretty much the exact same thing on Google Forms. So it's like the picture of the things, it'll be like a picture of stocking and then the 4 different rhythms choices, and they just click the ones below. That is in my TPT shop. I'll link it down below. I have different rhythm levels. So like there's one that's just quarter and eighth notes, and then like we have half and 16th, and then we have dotted quarter and dotted half notes, and then level 4 is triplet and like dotted 8/16 16th patterns and stuff like that. So all of them have both the Google Slides version that I use in class for practice and the Google Forms version that I give them, and that's like a quiz grade so that we can kind of really assess that. And that usually takes up actually more than my time. I have run over every single week on Thursday because it takes us 20 minutes to find the assignment. And even though the assignment's really easy and they finish that quickly, it takes a long time to find it. But neither here nor there. We had a meeting today about going back to school because in January we're like going to the next phase of reopening. So we're supposed to have more kids in the building, and all the grades and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll have less super fun technology things to deal with, but that's probably wishful thinking, right? Then on Friday, we go straight through Winter Wonderland and kind of make it like a dance off so that we just have some fun with it. And we go over Dreidel again. We watched this video about Hanukkah. It's the same one I showed the second graders if you were here last week, and it's really cute. It's a little kid. It's like A Kid Explains History is the name of the YouTube channel, and it's like a couple of minutes and he just explains all about Hanukkah, and I think that they're probably more entertained by him than me, and they have like all the pictures and stuff that goes along with it. So that's really fun and easy. And then my plan was to play the online Dreidel game at abcya.com, which I will link for you. It worked well with my second grade, so I did it last week was the first, well, before Thanksgiving was the first time I did the online Dreidel game. And so I did it with second grade, and we just did it all together. There actually happened to only be like 4 of them, and you could have 4 players with the online game. And so I was like, cool, you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. And I made them, I'm like, all right, spin your Dreidel. And so they would like spin when I clicked the button. And then we'd see what it landed on and stuff. With third grade, I wanted them to go and play the game by themselves, but the school laptops blocked ABCYA, which I didn't know because last year they would get on that all the time. So I didn't know that it was blocked now because it wasn't blocked before. So we did not get to play Dreidel because it was blocked. So I haven't decided what we're gonna do this week. We might have to do like me showing the screen and them playing in like teams or something like that, because it's blocked. I don't think there's really anything I can do about that. So if you have thoughts, let me know. And if you have not seen the online Dreidel game, it's on abcya.com. I think it's literally abcya.com/Dreidel. But I will link it in the YouTube video that will be up by tomorrow morning so that you can check that out. So this week, we might be doing the online Dreidel game all together, or we might be doing something else. So we might play like, I found a Christmas Kahoot. Maybe I can find like a Hanukkah Kahoot. I don't know. Or maybe we'll play like freeze dance with holiday songs. I don't know. We always end with something really fun on Fridays, so we might just play freeze dance, because can we be honest? No matter how many fun games I teach them, they still just want to play freeze dance. So there you go. All right, friends. So that is everything that I'm teaching my third graders in the month of December. It is much more of a chill month. I intentionally make like December and May pretty chill because you just kind of needed it that time of year. Especially right now, like it got cold, and so all of my kids are like super bundled up and like snuggly, and so then they don't want to like, you know, do all of the things. And just coming back from Thanksgiving break, I've had like 2 different teachers who were like, the kids are just not into it this week. I was like, no, they're not. I don't know if they're just over distance learning or if they're just tired or what, but it's been kind of funny the last 2 days. Anyway, I'll stop talking. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.